Visuals on your screens right now are live and are coming in from, in fact, from the Shambu border. These are pictures you see on your screens of the farmers, the protesters who are physically breaking in the barricades. Barricades they're being broken by the farmers. On your screens, pictures of the farmers defying, in fact, the authorities there, breaking in the barricades. Pictures of chaos and a lot of confusion with protesters defying the authorities. Tear gas also being used against the farmers. Surveillance through drones, also tear gas being used through drones. That is on your screen right now. Farmers have also broken up the cement barricades that were put out. We'll put out that visual again for our viewers, where they have broken the cement barricades as well. On your screen, pictures of the farmers' agitation going completely out of hand as attempts are being made to keep the farmers out of Delhi, causing a huge amount of inconvenience. On your screen, you can see pictures of the cement barricades that are being broken up by the farmers who are defying the authorities and marching forward, threatening to come to the national capital and sit on a dharna here. Take a look at these ground reports that have been sent in by my colleagues.
This has been going on for quite some time, and we believe that our colleague Satinder Chauhan has now been injured. We were just trying to figure out, because there's no mobile network, very difficult to ascertain, but obviously the situation seems rather tense, and both sides hoping to control the situation. But yes, the farmers may only get instigated. Now what we know is that this is a situation which seems to be spiraling out of control. But the point in situation of using tear gas is to ensure that there's some sort of a semblance of peace. And this is where the number of farmers have walked down towards the field. Now, we were up there, but it was simply too difficult to speak owing to the tear gas. Eyes were burning, throat was getting choked. And obviously, this is the sort of measure taken against the farmers and protesters. But they don't seem really deterred. A lot of them, there may be a slight pushback, but only they have a firm resolve to go ahead. And remember, Shambu border, one of the most important borders. And last time around in 2020, what we know is the farmers came too close and then they breached the barricades. And this time around, the strategy is to use rubber bullets. The other strategy is obviously to use tear gas as a counter-offensive to the farmers. But this is obviously the sort of situation happening there. It does seem that this is just about escalating. But meanwhile, this also means it's there for a long haul. Enough ammunition with Haryana police as well. But the resolve of the farmers is also being tested right here. And we've been speaking to them all along, and they've told us they're not going to back off. So yes, the situation as status quo is going to continue. But what is going to really help is perhaps the talks, which at this point of time seems to have failed. With camera person Chandiram, this is Kamaljeet Sandhu at Shambu border for India Today.
Ground report from my colleague Kamaljeet, who continues to get us up to speed. What you see on your screens right now are visuals, pictures never seen before. Cement barricades being broken up by the farmers in an attempt to move towards the national capital. This is how the authorities are being, in fact, defied. Farmers unrelenting in their efforts to move towards Delhi. Authorities have blocked whichever entry route possible, and farmers are still marching forward. From across, particularly the Haryana and the Punjab border, the farmers in Ambala, and these are pictures coming in from the Shambhu border, where earlier tear gas shells were also used by the authorities to disperse the crowds. Take a look at these pictures. Take a look at these pictures on your screen right now as we speak, where the farmers successfully break the barricades that have been set up by the police. Remember, these are cement barricades, and farmers have broken up these barricades in an attempt to defy the authorities. These are live pictures exclusive to India Today on your screen right now. Also, we have pictures of tear gas being used against the farmers. There was also a scuffle between the authorities. This is the paramilitary force, essentially the RAF, which has been used or rather deployed in this area to bring the situation under control. Farmers, many of them have been detained at the Shambu border. These are visuals from the Shambu border where farmers have been detained by the authorities.
और गैस और इन्हें लगातार इस्तेमाल किया जा रहा है। अब देखिए यहाँ पे भी आप देखिए यहाँ पर आप देख सकते हैं कि किस तरह से जो किसान है वो खेतों में आ चुके हैं और पत्थरबाजी लगातार चल रही है। और दूसरी तरफ से आपको बता दें यहाँ पे अब इतनी तेज ये जो हवाएं हैं खास तौर पे टियर गैस का यहाँ पे इसकी वजह से पूरी आंखों में एक जलन सी है और साथ में सांस लेने में तकलीफ हो रही है। और आपको दिखा दे ड्रोन लगातार है यहाँ पर और यहाँ पर हम देख रहे हैं कि किस तरह से ये ड्रोन है इसका इस्तेमाल किया जा रहा है। लगातार किसान आगे बढ़ने की मुहिम में है और आप पीछे की तरफ देखिए
ये दुश्मन की फौज पे भी नहीं इस्तेमाल किए जाते, ये पॉइजन है।
Getting us all of those details on that big story. I'm going to go straight across to her. If Kamal, you can hear me, just show us around you. Okay, I'll just go back to Kamaljeet in a moment from now. But these are pictures from the Shambhu border where farmers have managed to break those barricades that were put up by the police. These are cement structures that have been installed in this area. This is the Shambhu border at Ambala, which essentially is Haryana. Pictures on your screen right now of the manner in which the farmers also, in fact, broke those borders, broke those barricades. And on the right side of the detentions that happened, many farmers have been detained. It also led to a scuffle between the police, the RAF that is ready, and also the farmers there. Many of them have been detained and taken away is what we know. However, chaos, confusion and the law and order situation completely out of hand as far as the border areas are concerned. This is the Shambhu border at Ambala, where these pictures have come in from on your screens, exclusive to India Today. Speaking volumes of the manner in which the farmers have managed to move forward here.
हमारा कांटेक्ट उनसे भी नहीं हो पा रहा क्योंकि यहाँ पे मोबाइल नेटवर्क ही यहाँ पर इस वक्त डाउन है। लेकिन आपको यहाँ पर दिखा दें लगातार नारेबाजी चल रही है और यहाँ पर किसान भी डटे हुए हैं। और उसी वक्त हम देख सकते हैं कि किस तरह से जो सेंट्रल आर्म पुलिस फोर्स है और पुलिस फोर्स और किसान आमने सामने हैं। और ये अब ऐसा नहीं लगता है कि जल्द निपट जाएगा, ये लंबा ही खिंचने वाला मामला है। और आप देख सकते हैं कि कहाँ सड़कों से उतरते हुए ये अब दूसरा रास्ता बना रहे हैं। लेकिन अगर हम माने कि किसान हार मान चुके तो ऐसा लगता नहीं है, क्योंकि ये लग रहा है कि हो सकता है कि टेम्पररी वो पीछे हट गए हों, लेकिन अब हो सकता है कि काफी सारे लोग इकट्ठे हों और वो अब जो प्रदर्शन है वो किसानों का भी रहेगा और ताकत रहेगी। हम बात करें हरियाणा पुलिस और हरियाणा सरकार की और खास तौर पे दिल्ली कूच करने की जो बात कर रहे थे, और हो सकता है उसमें कुछ देरी हो, लेकिन किसान यहाँ पे खड़े हैं, कई आगे की तरफ हैं, चंद और बाकी पीछे की तरफ हैं। और यहाँ पर काफी देर से यहाँ पर आंसू गैस के गोले छोड़े जा रहे हैं